Good morning, class. Today is Thursday, time for Mrs. Soto's literature class. And today we have an awesome book. This is our book today. It's called Otis and the Scarecrow. I love the pictures in this book. The illustrations are amazing. So a little information. First of all, I hope you guys are doing awesome. I hope you had a great Halloween. If you're able to go out or do anything like that or stay home and family games. Maybe some of you dressed up. How fun is that? Yeah, Mrs. Soto was a dragon. I was a dragon. I had a onesie dragon, but a cute dragon, like a nice dragon. So that's what Mrs. Soto was, and then people would come and knock on the door, and we had a fun night. So I hope you had an awesome night. I hope you have a great weekend. I can't wait till next semester. Hopefully we get to be together in person so I can hug you and squeeze you and tell you how much I love you in person. But as of right now, I am thankful we get to do this. And you get to see me. I don't really get to see you, but hopefully soon. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about scarecrows. First of all, scarecrows, sometimes people are scared of scarecrows. Now, that's kind of funny, huh? Scared of scarecrows. Scarecrows weren't really made to make us scared. Do you guys know why they were made? To make what scared? Anybody know? Anybody know? Anybody know? Birds. Yeah, to make birds scared. So scarecrows are made of sticks and hay. They try to make them look like a human. That's the whole idea, is to put them in the middle of a field or something that they're growing and it looks like a human, so maybe birds would be afraid to come down. They usually dress them in like old farmer clothes, so it looks like a farmer out there doing their work. A farmer will put them in his field after he plants some seeds. Why do you think he does that? So the farmer will plant seeds and then he puts these scarecrows in his field. Right, because the birds will come down and eat the seeds. And so he puts those in there hoping that it scares the birds so the birds don't come down and eat the seeds. Birds like crows and sparrows eat the farmer's seeds. So those are the type of birds that he wants to shoosh away. And so the scarecrow scares the birds away, and they are not supposed to scare us. Now, I do agree, it seems like, especially on Halloween or something like that, you can see a scarecrow that really looks scary to like us. Mrs. Soto doesn't really like those type of scarecrows. I like cute little scarecrows. You know, you see out in the field that are just like trying to scare the birds. I see Max coming around here. I was going to show you him if he comes nearby. He has to say his weekly hello to everybody. And so here we go. We're going to learn about Otis and the Scarecrow. And again, the pictures, the illustrations are amazing. I think they're so cute. And of course, they are fall. And they look like during this time, it was fall time, which you all know Mrs. Soto loves fall. So here we go. It was, this was summer at the beginning, but it gets fall, trust me. It was summer when the Scarecrow first came to the farm where the friendly little tractor named Otis lived, back when the corn was tall and ripe. So this is the Scarecrow when it first came to live. And look at, he looks scary, right? Look at, he's scaring the birds. But like, he looks scary to birds, but doesn't he look kind of cute? Like he's not like scary to us. Otis recalled how the crows had scattered at first. They wanted nothing to do with the Scarecrow, which made the farmer very happy because that's what scarecrows are supposed to do. Otis was also happy. A new friend had come to live on the farm. But when Otis went to welcome him, the Scarecrow didn't smile or even say hello. He just stood there, a sour look on his face, staring at the cornfield. And after a while, Otis just left him alone. Hi, Max. You want to come say hi? Let's see if we can get Max. Can you say hi, Max? Say hi. Ooh, Mrs. Soto's falling apart over here. Say hi to everybody. All right. Sorry, Mrs. Soto's getting this all. Mrs. Soto her thing here, but just so Max can say hi. That's Max saying hi. He loves to listen to stories too. So after a while, Otis just left him alone. So this is the Scarecrow. You can see in the field, and the tractor is Otis. And so he's looking at him, and he thought, maybe I can make a new friend. But that Scarecrow wouldn't say anything, wouldn't do anything. When the farm animals came by to greet the Scarecrow, once again, he didn't smile or even say hello. He just stood there, that sour look on his face, staring at the cornfield. The animals didn't know what to think. Who was this new creature? The horse curled his lip at the Scarecrow's musty smell. The duck pointed at his tattered clothes, kind of making fun of him. The little calf and the puppy were frightened by him. Finally, the big bull snarled, huffed, and turned away, and the Scarecrow stood alone. This is everybody looking at the Scarecrow. Let's see. You can see all the animals. Some are frightened, some are like, what in the world, what is this? And then you can see the look on the Scarecrow's face. Exactly the same. Doesn't change. Summer passed, and by, the crows came back around. They perched, picked, and pecked at that Scarecrow. Otis noticed that the Scarecrow didn't shoo them away. He just stood there with that sour look on his face, staring off at the cornfield. Otis puffed a soft sigh and turned to catch up with his friends. So, the Scarecrow used to scare the birds away, but look at now this year. It looks like the crows have learned that he's just a scarecrow and that he's just not a real person, and he's not shooing any of them away. Autumn eventually arrived. Some people call fall autumn, so autumn or fall. Eventually arrived. The days grew shorter and cooler, just like now, right? For us, it seems like it gets dark so early now. It'll be 5 o'clock at night and it's dark outside. It's crazy. The days grew shorter and cooler. Harvest time had left the fields bare except for the plump pumpkins dotting the fields orange. Otis began pulling wagons filled with children eager to pick out a pumpkin to carve into a jack-o'-lantern. If you went to a pumpkin patch, maybe you went on a tractor ride and you went through like where the pumpkin patch was to pick out a pumpkin, like a hay ride or something. So this is what Otis would do in the fall, the tractor. The farm looked different, but Otis loved the changing seasons, and he worked and played as hard as ever. Puff, puff, puffity-puff, chuff, went the tractor. It was a splendid time on the farm for being together with family and friends. And this is a picture, and you can see Otis is taking everybody on like a hay ride or like a wagon ride out to pick out a pumpkin. And if you've never done that, you need to do that next year. That is so much fun. The cool air drifting through the hills made the animals more rambunctious than ever. A simple game of follow the leader turned into a reckless race over the rolling hills. A game of hide and seek turned into a rowdy rendition of Ring Around the Rosie. The animals playfully circling Otis as he sat, counting 1 putt, 2 puff, 3 putty-putt, and 4 chuff. When Otis tuckered out from all the games, he headed up the hill to the apple tree. His frisky friends would join him, and when they were all sitting together, Otis would challenge everyone to a different game. So this is everybody playing their game. There's Otis, and there's all the animals, and they're playing fun. They're having fun on the farm. And then this is them sitting around Otis, and Otis says, you know what? Let's play a new game. I've got a new game that I made up. The quiet game. Now, I don't know if your mom or dad has ever played the quiet game, but when Mrs. Soto's children were little, we played the quiet game a lot. The quiet game is a contest in which everyone must stay quiet and still. I mean, very still. Don't move in it. No sounds, no laughing, no snorting, quacking, giggling, or puffing. The player who stays quiet the longest wins. Otis knew the animals loved playing any game, even one that challenged them to sit still. To start the game, he would surge his engine to get everyone's attention, take in a deep breath of air, and let out a big, long, soft putt, putt, puffity-puff, shh. I don't know where that went off. Not sure if it went off to you guys, but here we go. This is him starting off the game. The quiet game. Otis would sit quietly and look over the farm. There was Mud Pond, full with the autumn rains. There were the plump pumpkins dotting the fields orange. There were the shocks of corn farther all in a row. And there still was the scarecrow, all alone, staring sternly at the empty cornfield. So here we go. There is the scarecrow, and he's just looking sternly over everything. See the look on his face? Same look, sitting there or standing there doing his job. The puppy was always the first to lose the quiet game. If you have brothers or sisters, you know there's always one that loses first. He just couldn't sit still. The bull would twitch his nose, which made the little calf giggle. This made the bull chuckle with a snort. The bull's snort would amuse the ducks, and their bottoms would wiggle as they held back their giggles. The sight of the ducks' wiggling bottoms would amuse the horse so much that he would roll on the ground, neighing with laughter. At this, the ducks would quack out loud, and soon everyone would be laughing, snorting, quacking, and giggling. This always left Otis the winner, a big grin on his face as he sat under the apple tree with all his friends. So this is them all trying to play the quiet game, and you can see they're all laughing, which is fun. One day, a cold rain set in. Otis and the animals ran for cover under the apple tree. They huddled together for warmth as Otis looked over the farm. There was the overflowing mud pond. There were the shiny, wet pumpkins and the soaked corn all in a row. And there, swaying back and forth in the cold wind and rain, was the scarecrow. Otis couldn't take his eyes off of him. He thought about how the scarecrow must feel. And this is the picture that shows the scarecrow. You can see the rain coming down, the pumpkins, the corn stalks, and there's the scarecrow. How does that picture make you feel? Kind of sad, right? It's raining, he's just kind of there by himself. Kind of makes me feel sad for him. Otis stood up. Look at this picture. This is a cool picture. So it's raining, right? And there's the animals. They're all together. And then Otis decides to stand up. Look at his eyes. I feel like when you look in his eyes, you see compassion. You see like, somebody needs a friend, and I'm going to do something about it. So he marched down the hill, putt, puff, puffity chuff, and crossed into the empty cornfield. Without hesitation, Otis chuffed and puffed straight up to the scarecrow. And this is him going down, down, down the hill, making his way to the scarecrow. Back under the apple tree, the animals watched intently. What in the world was Otis doing? This is them watching. And then this is the picture of Otis and the scarecrow. And Otis going right up to that scarecrow. They're thinking, what in the world is Otis doing? Otis looked up into the painted eyes of the scarecrow and he smiled. The scarecrow didn't smile back. He just stared off at the empty cornfield as always. The two of them stood quietly in that great big field as the wind and the rain battered them. Then Otis turned his body around and backed up along the scarecrow, and with a chuff, he sat down right next to him. So this is Otis. Look at his eyes, so nice. Going up to the scarecrow. And then there's the scarecrow looking back down at him. His eyes haven't changed. His smile hasn't changed. Suddenly, the little calf and the puppy scampered down the hillside, crossed into the cornfield, and curled up right next to Otis. Gradually, the cow and the horse ambled down the hillside. Before long, the ducks waddled their way down as well. So this is them. They were up safe kind of under the tree, and all of a sudden they all went down the hill to Otis. Right down, and you can see them all going towards Otis and the scarecrow. and it's pouring down rain. And finally, the big bull sauntered down into the field, joining the others. Otis surged his engine to get everyone's attention, took in a deep breath of air, and let out a long, soft putt, puff, puffity puff, shh. Otis and the animals sat quietly. This is Otis and the animals all sitting quietly, and you could see who are they around? The scarecrow. Until the puppy couldn't sit still another minute. The bull snorted on the calf's ears, the ducks wiggled their bottoms, and soon everyone was giggling, quacking, laughing, and even puffing. Everyone, except the scarecrow, of course, who never uttered a sound. So here they all are. There's the scarecrow, and they're all trying to play the quiet game again. And they all start laughing, snorting. The duck's bottoms are wiggling. Everyone except for that scarecrow. Yet as Otis watched, he couldn't be sure, but he thought he might have even seen that old scarecrow smile. Either way, Otis thought the scarecrow didn't look so lonely anymore because he was surrounded by friends. The end. This is everybody around the scarecrow. And Otis said, you know what? When I looked up, I think I saw him smile. What I love about the story, obviously, I love the pictures. I love fall time. But what I love is that, do you know in that story, that scarecrow was by himself, remember, up on that hill? And he looked lonely and sad. And Otis, the tractor, thought, you know what? I'm going to make a difference. I'm going to go down that hill and I'm going to go sit next to him, because sometimes you don't even know why someone's sad, but maybe somebody just needs a friend. So Otis went, took the tractor, plopped himself next to that scarecrow. But what happened next? All his friends followed him and did the same thing. So I think what we can learn from this is, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, someone's watching you. Maybe you have brothers and sisters that look up to you. Maybe you have other friends. And maybe when you reach out and you do something nice for somebody, just maybe they will follow you and do the same thing. So we need to remember that in life. We have people that look up to us. So, we could lead them also into doing wrong. Well, we wouldn't want to do that. So let's try to be like Otis and lead people into doing right, into being kind, into being friendly. And so I think Otis is the true hero here. I think it's a very cool book. So I love you all. I hope you have a great week, and I shall see you next week. Be kind to everyone you see. Be good to your mom and dad, and I'll see you later.